What's up, guys? So I've been gone for a while, doing school, all kinds of other stuff, and I pretty much only posted videos about Fallout 76. So I'm back after some hiatus, and I'm not on Fallout 76. I'll go back and I'll make some more videos for that, but today I wanted to talk about a game called Satisfactory. So it's in early access on Steam. And it's a pretty fun game. I've played with some friends. We've enjoyed it. I've played a little bit. I haven't done a ton. But I thought I'd just do a quick video today about how to get started, and maybe a couple more videos after that on how to do things further that are more complex. But we'll get started. So we'll hit new game, and then we'll just do grass fields. This first one, it says it's ideal for the first time pioneer. But yeah, we'll select this one. Let's see, we'll give it a name. Cool. So when you start out, you start in this little launch pod from space.
Attention,
and we're going to get some instructions here.
The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective.
Yeah, so pretty much it's a resource management game, and you collect resources and build a bigger and bigger factory with more complex components that you have to build to continue. It's a pretty fun game. I'm excited to see where they go with it, since it's just an early access, but it's pretty cool.
Planetfall complete. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
It's our little tool. Cool. So here we are.
Welcome to Planet Massage 2 ABB, your designated sector in the binary star system of Akicha. I am Ada, also known as Artificial Directory and Assistant, tasked to support pioneers, such as you, in their mission. You are the third of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations. Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding.
So Ada will give us like a tutorial through the first objectives and like tiers. So we want to dismantle. We want to dismantle this drop pod. So you'll just click F and then hold down to click on it, and it's dismantled. So that's F, and then you just hold down to dismantle. Cool, so it's going to have us open our codex with X, This is just going to show us a bunch of different parts, the stuff we can build, equipment, and vehicles that we have. Right now, we just have iron. Equipment will be this is our little weapon we have. The buildings we can craft, and then we have no vehicles right now. And then there's also some tutorials on here, which will recover like the onboarding that you do right at the beginning.
Second objective. Please ensure you have your Fix-It incorporated Xeno.
So they're going to want us to equip our weapon. So we'll click tab, and here's our little weapon. If you just double click it, it'll go straight to your hands, which is good.
Of defense against extraterrestrial threats.
And so it's just like a little taser. You can whack it like this.
Please familiarize yourself with the resource scanner to find iron.
There's some enemies you want to watch out for. Some guys that'll knock you out if you're not careful. Cool. So first thing we want to do is find iron. So we're going to click V to do a scan. So if you hold it down, it's going to give you an option to select the ore you want to scan for. Right now we just have iron, so we're going to scan for iron. It's going to send out this little burst. And so this one's 274 meters away, 305. This one here, 364. Let's run over to this one here. Ooh, and if you see these little nuts here, collect those. We'll use them in a little bit. There's some food to help get your health back up, especially important when you fight stuff and you're on the brink of dying. So my little, at the top, my scan disappeared because it disappears after a few seconds. So hold down V again and scan, and it'll pop back up. And I'm just going to run to the side so I can get up this and collect these nuts. Cool, and there's some iron up here. So it looks like there's 2 spots. So this is like what an ore spot will look like. And then it gives it a classification. So you can see this one says it's impure on the ground. The little note up here is pure. So what you can do early on is just collect by hand by holding E.
Fourth objective, build the hub.
So we'll just collect a little more. So here's another node.
This objective, the resources salvaged from the drop pod will be consumed. Caution.
So here's an enemy. He's just going to try to ram us over and over, and see, look there, he got me. So if you just run to the left and forward like this, and you hold down shift, he'll just circle around you. But what you want to do is just, I think you got to whack him 4 times and he dies. So let's see if we can. 1, 2. Where'd he go? He might have fallen off this cliff. Oh, nope. He snuck up on me. 3, 4. Yep, 4 times. And we'll pick up this alien carcass because we'll need it in just a little bit. But if you see down in the left corner, I'm down 3 health bars. So if we click tab again, remove the weapon, and then we can equip the food, and then I can just click down to eat some, and you can see that they restore a little bit of health. It's like a half a bar per nut you eat, and then we'll re-equip this just in case. Cool, so I need to build the hub is my next thing, but I want to build my hub kind of close to where I'm going to be getting my early materials. So this is some iron. I don't know if I want to build up here on this cliff. Let's see. Let's do another scan real quick. And I think there's going to be some more. Yeah, right over here. So we're going to run over to this one, because I think this iron's just in the valley here, which would give us a little more room to build with our hub and our buildings. Here's another one of these guys that's coming at me, so let's take care of him. If I click B, it'll turn on my flashlight, by the way, so on and off with the flashlight there. Oh, man. Cool. I'm going to pick up that carcass. Also right here, we can't scan for it yet, but this is limestone. So you use this to make like concrete. So I'm just going to collect a little bit of it because it's right here and I'm going to need it pretty soon. And I think I'm just going to collect like, let's do like 20. And as you can see, it's pretty slow collecting by hand. The iron was a little faster because they had the little spots on top that you could clear, which you'll see again here in a second when I clear these nodes just behind us. So I got 20 limestone. We'll just hold on to that for now. And so we can scan again, but there's definitely at least 3 ore spots over here for iron. So we'll clear these little things on top. So these are pure. Usually the little groupings of ore on top are pure. And then this one, see, this is normal. So the last one we looked at was impure. Let's take a look. Oh, another guy to get. Let's see if we can get him. But if you just jump over him like that, it's a pretty good method to avoid getting hit. So he's dead. I'm going to take his carcass and we'll collect this. So this is pure again because it's the spot on top. And generally these are pure. And then this is normal as well. But if you see when we collect this way, we collect a lot slower than on the node. And then we'll just go collect this one real quick to clear it. Cool. So we already have 126 iron, which is pretty good. So I need to build the hub. So this is a pretty clear area. I have 3 spots with iron. There's the limestone over there. I also see another limestone over there, so I could collect more to create concrete in a little bit. But we're just gonna, I think we'll go out here just a little bit away from that. You could build right next to the sources if you want, but I just want to give myself a little bit of space to build. So we're going to click Q, and this will give us the stuff we can produce. So I want to build the hub. So since we broke down our little drop pod, now we have the materials to build this hub. Cool, we cut out there a little bit. So I'm going to build the hub. So if you click Q, you go in here and build hub. And as you can see, I want a little more space. So I am going to build just, I think right there will be good. Cool, cool. And now we have our little hub. So here we have a craft bench. So from the iron ore we collected, I can produce iron ingots. And then here, this is my hub terminal. So these are going to be our tiers that we level up through. So if I click here on hub upgrade 1, which we want to get through these hub upgrades pretty quick. So we're just going to select this first milestone. And I am going to need iron rods. So what we're going to do is go here and we're going to craft some iron ingots. So I am probably going to craft about, I don't know, let's craft about 30. Yeah, let's craft about 50 iron ingots. Just to give ourselves a little base of supplies so we can get rolling on our objectives here. So we'll just go straight to 50. So 31, 32. But as you can see, it's slow this way. You can automate all this later, but at first you got to do it all by hand. So we got 50. So we need 10 iron rods. So we'll just make iron rods, which craft significantly faster than the ingots. Cool. So we have 10. And we'll double click it and we'll upgrade hub. Cool. So now we're a little bigger here. And we have some new buildings and equipment.
You have unlocked building workshop, equipment portable miner, inventory additional slots, hub feature personal storage.
Cool. So we unlocked some things we can build. If we click Q, We can now craft the equipment workshop. And then this is our personal storage, so I can put stuff in storage here. So I'm going to put the animal carcasses from the monsters we killed in there just for now. Just because I don't necessarily need them in my pocket. Cool, and so let's go back into the hub terminal and we'll see what upgrade 2 needs. So 20 rods and 10 plates. So just right off the bat, since we have a bunch of iron ready to go, we'll just craft these rods here. Do 20. And let's just get 20 plates. So we got to do a couple more. So you see as we produce this, the number on the iron plates goes up. So I can craft 18 now, and now I can craft 20. So we'll just craft 20 of these. And you can see this one takes 3 iron ingots per plate. Cool. So now we'll go back over here, click on tier 1 again. We'll select our milestone, and we'll put these in and upgrade the hub again. Cool, so now we have a little bit more of a structure, which is kind of cool. Got some new buildings, new parts, and new scannable resources, which is really good. Cool, so over here, with that upgrade, we get the biomass burner. So this is going to produce electricity for us. So that way we can power extensions to our little factory we're building here. Right now I don't have anything to put power to because we're just doing everything by hand at this point. But we'll come back to this in just a minute. Alright, so we'll go here, back to the hub terminal, and let's click hub upgrade 3. So we're going to need plates, bars, and now wire. So we're going to need copper for wire, which we haven't found any copper yet, so we'll get on that. Cool, and so I'll select that milestone, and up in the right hand corner it shows us the resources we need. So we'll craft some more iron ingots so that way we can get the plates and the bars or the rods we need. And I'm just going to craft through the rest of this, just so it's not sitting waiting to be crafted in my inventory, so that way I have it when I need it. So we're just going to craft all the way through this. And you can see why it's beneficial to automate this, because it takes a long time to do it by hand. It'll be a lot faster if you automate it. Cool, so we'll make the 20 rods we need. Cool. We'll make some plates. We'll just make 20. Cool, so we have the 20 plates and the 20 rods. I made 2 extra, but that's okay. Now we're going to have to make the wire. So at this point, we should be able to find copper with our scanner. So we're going to hold down V. And see, now we have the second option for copper. And before it was just the iron. So what we'll do is we'll scan for copper. And we got a copper right there. So we'll just run over there and grab some copper real quick. Be right up this hill. Yeah, so right up here. So you can see here. Oh, let's take care of this guy. Cool. 4 hits and he's gone. All right, so we'll get this copper real quick. Just hand mine this. Cool, and I'm gonna just collect a little bit more. I'm gonna get. Let's go to around 50 copper. Again, it's really slow this way, but you'll see how we can start to speed this up here in just a second. Cool. So 51, that's good. And we're just gonna run back to our little base over here. On the top, you can see the compass, and the hub will have the little home symbol and the white diamond there. So we'll just run back there. And we're going to go to our crafting bench. And we're just going to craft some of these iron ingots real quick. Or, excuse me, copper ingots. So that way we can produce some wire. So we did that. We can now make 20 of these. So we'll do that. Cool. And we'll do this upgrade. Cool. So new buildings, new parts, and new scannable resources.
Congratulations. You have unlocked scanner.
So now we can
feature
scan for limestone, which we found some already, and then some new plans. So if we click Q,
complete hub upgrade for note.
we can see we have a constructor, a smelter, and we have a Mark 1 power pole and power lines. So awesome. We're making our way here. So I think what we should do next is we should go into our special buildings. Or excuse me. Sorry. We're going to go to production, and we're going to craft equipment workshop. So this one, see, we can't place it because we can't afford it. So we'll go back in, and if we click this little plus bar right here, it's going to add the recipe to the right side. So we need iron rods, iron plates. So I have some rods already. We just need to craft 2 more. So there's enough there. And we'll craft some iron plates. And we'll go ahead and craft this workshop. And I am going to put this workshop just lined up right here. So it's real close to the hub, and I can just get right to it. So in here, we're going to be able to craft equipment, hence the name Equipment Workshop. So we can do more Xeno Zappers, our little taser we have to fight off monsters and hostiles. And then we have portable miners. So what we want to do is we'll craft a few of these portable miners. So we need 4 iron rods, and we need 2 iron plates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft a couple of these. So we'll get back over here into our little bench, and we're going to craft, let's go to 12. And then we'll craft some plates, which we are out of iron ore now. So what we'll do real quick is we'll craft the 2 we can. Cool. And so what we're going to do with these miners is right away I'm going to put one of these miners on one of these iron nodes I have. So here's our iron node with the normal purity. And we'll click the tab button, and we'll just equip the portable miner real quick. And so now on top of this node, we just want to click to throw it down. So as you can see, he's a little robot, and he's just going to start collecting iron for us. You don't have to power him, he's just good to go by himself. And as you see, he can collect a lot faster than we can collect. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to grab the iron ore he's producing, and I'm just going to throw my other one down just to get us going. So now we have 2 of these little guys mining for us. And we'll just collect, and we're going to run back real quick, and we're going to make a couple more of these miners and set one on the limestone and set one on the copper. So we need to make some plates. So first we got to craft the iron ingots. We're just going to craft all the way through that, and then we're going to craft some plates. Alright, that should be good. I'm going to go over here, And we need some more rods. I didn't realize. All right, let's run back, make some more rods real quick. And we'll make the second miner here. Alright, so we're going to throw one down over here on our limestone that's close by. So that way we can start to produce some concrete. So click tab, equip it. You can click escape to get out of that menu. And we're just going to throw him down. And he's going to start collecting for us. And then we'll run up the hill real quick to our closest copper node. And we'll throw the little miner down here. Cool, and you can see the purity on this is normal as well, which is pretty good. And he's going to start going. Cool. So at this point, what we could do is progress our tiers a little more, or we could focus on some of our resources to set ourselves up. So if we look in our inventory, we've got some extra spaces. We've got some piles of copper, a little bit more iron. So we'll just run back to the hub real quick. And we're going to take a look at our storage. So what I'm going to do is put all this extra stuff in storage just for a moment. I'm going to keep my little zapper, and we're actually going to equip that. So now I have all my inventory spaces open. Alright, so we're going to want to build some miners and smelters to get some automation going. We have our little portable miners going, which is good. We'll have to just go collect from them here in a few moments. But what if we do is if we click Q, we can see that we have a constructor, a smelter, the power lines, and then in special we just have the hub. So as of right now, we just have our portable miners. So what we want to do is be able to mine a little faster. So we're going to go to the hub, and we're going to upgrade. So we have a couple more upgrades before we can get the miner, but that's okay. So we're going to hit the hub upgrade 4, and we're just going to knock a few more of these tiers out. So I need plates, I need cable, and I need concrete. So what we can do here is we'll just take this stuff out real quick, and we're going to make some wire. So what we want to do is we'll craft out the rest of this copper, because wire is made of copper. So we're going to craft the rest of this ore out. Alright, and now we're going to craft some wire. So if you see, we need to make some cable, which we need to make 20 cables, right? But you can see the ingredient we need is wire. So to make the cable, we're going to craft wire. And we'll just craft to 20 to show you. And you can see that it takes 2 copper wire to make a cable. So we'll craft here. So we'll need 40 to make 20 cables. And there's our 20 cables. And we'll get out of there. And we can just put that right in. So that's ready to go. So now we can make some concrete, which we do have a little bit of limestone collected. So if we look in here, we need 10 concrete. If we go here, we need 3 pieces of limestone per 1 bag of concrete. So we're not going to have enough to get to the 10 we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to go collect a little more. We did throw our little portable miner on there, so he should have a little bit for us, and we can run back. Alright, so we'll take this. Look, he already has about 100. And before we go back, we're going to run over to our iron little miners, because they're going to be full of ore at this point. And we'll just collect the ore. See how they stop drilling? They can only hold 100 of the resource, and once I take it, it starts again. So we'll go into this one and we'll grab all again, and we'll take that, and they'll start drilling again. So we'll run back to the hub. Craft the rest of the concrete we need. So we need 10. And then I believe we need 75 plates. So to do that, we're going to need to craft some ingots. So we're going to have to go craft quite a few ingots to be able to make the 75. But if you look at the iron plate number right there, we can make 6. Now we can make 8. Now we can make 10. So once that hits 75, I'll stop crafting these just so we can get it done right away. You can see it takes a real long time to craft through all of this. So it's very beneficial to automate it all, which we're going to get to here in a second. I like to do it all by hand right here at the start before we start to automate. Because when I automate it, I just want to kind of get it all going all at once. So instead of stopping at the 75, we're just going to craft through all of this iron. That way we have ingots ready to be used. Which it does take some time, so thank you for sitting here with me. So you can see we're at 70 iron plates we can craft now. 72, 74, and that's 76. So we just need 75, which we can craft, but we're just going to craft through the rest of these iron ingots. Cool. Let's craft the iron plates real quick. So we just need 75. So the nice thing is we craft 2 at a time with these, so it goes a little quicker. 72, 74, 76. Alright, and we're going to throw it in here along with our concrete, and we'll do the hub upgrade. Awesome.
Congratulations.
All
You
right.
have unlocked building conveyor
So we can
belts
build a
and
couple new things. We got a little bit more inventory space. And you can see
Accepted.
here we can make
Complete
conveyor
hub
belts
upgrade 5.
and
Portable
conveyor
miners
poles.
cannot be connected to conveyor belts. Advice: when planning the construction of buildings, note the
So we are going to go back into the hub. And hub upgrade 5 is going to give us our miner Mark 1. So we're going to get through number 5, and then we'll be able to build miners and storage containers, which is going to be the most essential stuff here at the beginning. So we're going to select this milestone, and we've got to make some resources here. So again, we're going to craft the concrete. So concrete's easy. We're going to craft the 20 we need of those. Awesome. We need 50 cable, so we're going to craft this out real quick. I think we're going to need a little more copper. We definitely are going to need some more copper. That's alright. And we're going to craft out the rods we need. And I think it's 75. Cool. So we'll throw the concrete and the rods in there. We're going to run and collect some copper. Our little portable miner will be full up there, so we'll go grab the copper from him. We'll finish up the wire, and then we'll be able to build our miners. After we set up our first little layer of automation, after we unlock this hub, we're going to get the miners and the storage containers, and we're going to build a little bit of automation, and that'll be the end of this beginning part, just showing you how to get started. And then I'll probably do a couple more videos on this, just because I've been really enjoying this game. It's quite fun. I mean, not heavy in combat, which is okay, but there are things to fight. But if you're a fan of resource management, this is a good game. And it's interesting how 10 minutes, what feels like 10 minutes, is actually about an hour in this game. It just burns time away, which is good or bad depending on how you look at it. But alright, we're going to go here. We're going to craft iron ingot, or copper ingots, so we can make some more wire. Because we got to get 50 cables, so we need to produce a bunch more wire. Alright, so we're going to craft out this wire until that little number next to cable says 50, which we're going to need some more wire here in a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just craft to the 50 we need. Awesome. And now we'll take this last hub upgrade. Awesome. And now we can build the miner, which is really good. And then in organization, which is a new tab, we can build the storage container. So we're on our way here.
Congratulations.
And now we also have a second biomass burner, so we can produce even more electricity. So what we want to do is kind of automate. Before we do any more hub upgrades, we want to start building up our resources. So you can see we need 100, 100, 150. So those will take quite a while by hand to collect. So what we're going to do is we're going to automate this a little bit, so that way these following tiers, so we're in tier 0 right now, we have all of these tiers to go. So what we want to do is automate this so we can get it moving a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll click the Q, we'll hit Q, and we want to what we'll do is we will set these up so we know how many we want. So we're going to do one iron miner, one limestone miner, and one copper miner. So we need 3. So I'm going to click this plus 3 times, and it's going to add it to my window so I can see. So I hit 3, and then over here on the side, you can see we need 3 portable miners, we need 30 iron plates, and 30 concrete. On top of those, we're going to want 3 smelters as well to go along with the miners to smelt the ore into ingots for us. So I'll add 3 of those. I'm also going to go to organization. I'm going to add 3 storage containers. And then I'm not going to select how many of these we need because I'm not exactly sure how many we're going to need. We're going to stretch it a little bit of a distance, but that's okay. So we need to get some iron plates, we need to get some concrete, we need to get some iron rods, and we need to get some wire. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at what we can build here. So we have some ingots, which is good. Or we can craft some ingots, which is good. So we're going to craft some of this out until we can build some wire, and then we're going to need some cable as well to run power. So we're going to craft all of this out real quick. Cool. We're going to craft our wire. So we need 24 wire, but we're going to also need cable. So we're just going to craft all of this wire. We're going to craft some cable. And that's probably good. That way we keep the amount of wire we need. Alright, so we need concrete, iron plates, and we have our portable miners out there already, so, and some iron rods. So we're going to need to go collect a little more iron before we can finish this up. A little more iron and a little more concrete. So I'm just going to grab all the iron out of these guys. And I'm actually going to pick them up. So you can pick up and it will collect everything there for you. The miner and the resources it's produced. And we're going to pick up all the limestone here. Awesome. Let's head back to the hub and we'll get all the resources we need to start building these new structures we have now. So we'll make the concrete, and we're going to craft all of this concrete out because we're going to need a little bit to help build conveyor belts. But I don't think we're going to build conveyor belts too far just yet, so we'll be okay there. Cool. And we're going to craft some iron ingots so we can build the rest of the stuff we need. And we'll fast forward through this. Cool. Now we're going to build our iron rods. So we need 45. We're going to build... Let's craft... let's do like 60. Cool. And then we'll do our plates, and we'll do the rest of this in plates. So we have enough plates to build all the machines we need, but I crafted more because we're going to build some conveyor belts, and you need them for conveyor belts as well. So as you can see, we have all the resources we need. We're missing one portable miner, but we have one sitting up there on the copper, so we should be just fine. So what we'll do is we'll come over to the iron nodes, and you can pick whichever one you want. I'm going to go at this one here. And we're going to do production, and we're going to build a miner. So you can see that it locks onto the node. And then you can use your mouse wheel to pick which direction you want it to output. So the little green box with arrows there is where it's going to output. So I want it to head kind of towards my hub, but I'm going to tilt it that way just a little bit. Cool. And we got our Mark 1 miner going. Right after this miner, what I'm going to say we should do is build a smelter. So we set up 3 of those, and you can see this one here. You can spin with the mouse wheel as well, but this one has an orange box, which this is going to be input. So this is going to be, we want this input to be facing the miner's green output, so that way we can smelt the iron ore that comes out. If you click Control, it's going to lock across those lines. See that green line that appears? It's going to lock it to it. And then I can rotate till it's straight on. And then you can see the second green line appears, showing that the conveyor belts out and in will line up. So I'm just going to place that real close there, so not too much space in between. And then if we click 3 on the keyboard, if you see on the bottom the hot bar, the hotkey, 3 will build conveyor belts, Mark 1 conveyor belts. So we're going to click and connect those two. So from the output to the input. So now once this has power, it's going to produce iron ore, and then into the smelter, it'll produce ingots. So we want to walk up to the smelter, click E, and since we're producing iron from this miner, we want to click iron ingot. So now once it starts getting iron, it'll produce iron ingots. Alright. So we'll set that up there. We'll go do the same thing with copper and limestone. So I'm going to pick up the limestone miner, and we're going to build a Mark 1 miner on this one, and we're going to face it towards, oops, I misclicked. That's okay. If you misclick, all you have to do is you click F and deconstruct, and then you're good, and you can just rebuild it. So we'll rebuild it here. I'm going to face it towards the hub. So we're going to go, we'll do it there. And we're going to build a smelter the same way. And you can see this one's a little higher up. Sometimes the nodes make it bounce up a little higher and place it a little higher depending on how you place it. That's okay. We're going to hit Control. And what we want to do is we'll give it a little more space than the last one because of that angle. If the angle is too steep, it's not going to build the conveyor belt. So right here, we have our conveyor belt. So this is going to produce limestone. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't need a smelter for limestone. Let's erase this real quick. And we'll come back to this guy in just a minute. So we're going to run back up here. And we'll place a miner on the copper node. So here's our copper node. We'll pick up this miner since we're going to put a Mark 1 on. And there's our hub there. So let's see if we can't line this up. We're going to do it a little bit of an angle away from the hub, kind of towards that other miner we have on the limestone. Just like that. The reason I do that is because we have like a little ledge here that can become a problem with running the conveyor belt. So what we'll do is we'll place a smelter for this guy, and don't forget, hold control, and we'll see. We may not be able to place it right. It's having some issues. We'll try it. So this isn't going to work. So I'll show you what happens here. So since this is too steep, we can't get that to connect. It's giving us the error right there in the middle of the screen. The conveyor belt is too steep. So we're going to want to move this out a bit if we can. See, I think all of these plants are going to be in the way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run a conveyor belt down. We're just going to run a conveyor belt straight. We're going to put it right here. Alright. And then we'll put the smelter here. And we're a little off here. We could probably make this work if we do 3. Yeah, see, we can make that work, so that's fine. And we'll just let that run down. So that's going to produce copper. And it's going to come to this smelter, and it's going to produce copper ingots. So what we need to do now is run some power to these devices, these machines. If we don't, they're just not going to run. So what you can do is you can hit this 2 button. Hit number 2, and that's going to let you build power lines. So what's cool is if you don't have a little power line tower like this one to connect to, it'll just automatically build one. But that needs concrete. You can see all the ingredients: the wire, the cable, the iron rod, and the concrete. That's why I made a little bit extra of all of those so we could build these wires. We can't run power. We can run power straight to the building, like between these two. But what I'm going to do is we're going to place this node right here. And then we'll run a connector from this one to this one. So now they're on the same power line. And you can see here, there's 2 of 4. So you can only connect 2 wire nodes to these poles. So, or you can only connect 4. And we have 2. So I can build a 3rd, and then I'll leave 1 space open. So I'm going to run this power line next to our miner by the limestone. And since that's a new tower, it only has 1 wire. So it says 1 of 4. And now we'll connect this one, and it says 2 of 4. And what we'll do is we'll run this power node over here near our biomass burners. So we're going to set that there. I'm going to run 1 power line from that burner and 1 power line from that burner. And so this is showing 3 of 4, which is fine. We're going to max that out with 4 of 4 and run a power node over to this set, which we don't have enough copper wire. So I think we're out of copper. Nope, we're not. So I'll make a little bit more wire real quick. That way we can finish this up. Cool. And we'll run power from here. And we're going to run it over to this area. And we don't want to connect directly to, because we that node is already at 3 of 4, so building this line is going to put it at 4 of 4. So if I attach this, there's going to be no way to run power here. So I'm going to put a node here. This is going to let us place 3 more, so we'll just use the 2 we need, so these guys will have power. So they should be all ready to go, right? But we haven't put anything in the biomass burner, so we're not producing any power. You can also tell that there isn't power in the system by these lights. So these are showing red, which means they're not receiving power. You can see the one over there is red on the limestone. And you can see the one right over there on the smelter is red. You can't really see this one. You can kind of see it, but that's red also. So we need to get biomass. So at this point, what I would recommend you do is check your inventory and go empty it out in your container. So just get rid of everything out of your inventory. So store all will do that. And so now your inventory is empty. And you want to go to these plants and click E. And when you click E on these little bushes, you can't do it with these trees just yet. We don't have the tool we need. But if you click E on these, it's going to give you wood and leaves. You'll get petals here and there too from different types of things you can pick up. But we're just going to run around and we're going to collect a bunch of this stuff. So that way we can load up our biomass burners to create electricity. So we're just going to run around and collect all of this. As you can see, I have 200 and 300 leaves, 300 plus leaves. I'm going to run around and I'm going to collect probably close to 1,000 leaves, or you can just fill up your inventory. So we'll fast forward here, just run around, collect leaves, so that way we can power up our miners and our smelters and get this automation going. Cool, so you can see I have just over 1,000 leaves. They stack in piles of 500. I got a little bit of wood, 41, and some flower petals, which is cool too. So since we have that, we're just going to run back to the hub. Cool, so we're at the hub, and what we can do is right in our burners, we can just put a stack of 500 straight into the burner, and it's going to start burning it. And you can see it burns it pretty quick. Same thing here. We can throw 500 in there, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you this little graph here that moves, and it's going to show you how much power you're producing and how much you're consuming, and then what your capacity is. So right now our capacity is 40, and we're consuming 19.1 and we're producing 19.1. So we could put a little more load on the system if we wanted to, but it's going to burn the leaves faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set these in standby for a moment so we stop producing power. So what you can see is the lights here show a yellow color, which means that they've been put in standby mode for these, or that there's it can mean a couple of things. They're in standby, they have resources and they're not running, or they're not producing enough power for the system. So right now we're just going to pause that for a moment. What we want to do is we're going to run over to the iron miner real quick, and we're just going to take a quick look at what happened when we added power to it. So you can see on the conveyor belt we have some iron ore because it started to produce. This is saying no power, which is good because we turned it off. And then here you can see no power, but it produced 11 iron ingots just in that short time we had it open, so much faster than we could do, right? The same is going to be the case with the copper up there with the smelter. and the limestone will start producing 2. The limestone you don't use a smelter with. I made that mistake earlier, but that's okay. And it's just going to go to this conveyor belt. So what I want to do real quick is I'm just going to build a storage container at the end of each of one of these miners. So when I have power running, it'll keep collecting. So for example, with that limestone miner, it'll stop producing at a certain point because it can't send the limestone anywhere. It'll just be stuck. So you can see it just stops there, and this will produce, but it'll stop once it has no more space to produce more. So we still have this 3 storage containers up on our screen right here to the right. We're going to pick up the iron plates and the iron rods we put in the crate here. Cool. So now we can build those. So if we click Q and we go to organization, we can build storage container. So this has an input output as well. You want to make sure the orange goes for input. If you put it backwards, it's not going to work. So we'll put that there, and we'll run a little conveyor belt right into there. And conveyor belts keep running whether or not there is power to them. So the power is off, but right now it's just going to dump all of the excess limestone we produced into this container. And you can see these containers have a fair amount of storage here. They also have the output on this side, which we'll use probably in the next video, but what we'll do is we'll build a container over here for the iron ingots as well. Awesome. We'll just connect it with a conveyor belt, and you can see it's going to pump out the ingots it produced. So I think it made 11, and they're slowly going to enter into here. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we just made 11, so that's all it's going to do. And we'll go throw one up here with the copper as well, so that way we can start storing that copper. So you can see that it produced copper ore on this conveyor belt. Started to push it into here, and it just made 1. The reason that is the ore had to travel further down that section of conveyor belt to reach the smelter. So it didn't get started quite as fast because it had this distance to travel. But no matter, we're going to build a storage container here. And if we click control, we should be able to line it up. Cool. And I spaced it a little bit. We'll see if this is too steep. We should be fine. Yep, we're good. And so you're going to see that one little copper ingot we produced go into the container. Cool. So now we've started down our path of automation. Right now we're just making loads of limestone, loads of iron ingots, and loads of copper. Early on here, this is going to be a good start for you. In the next video, we'll build some constructors. So that's going to let us build higher end resources. So we can start to build plates. We can start to build the iron rods. We can start to build wires. We can start to build concrete. But we'll do that in the next video. So what we'll do real quick is we'll start up these generators again, so they're in standby. So I'll take them off standby. And since we paused them, we're going to have to reset the fuse. So we're just going to pull this from off to on. And as you can see, our power is going to start back up again. Our capacity is 40 and we're using 23 right now. So that's good. I mean, we're going to burn through this quick. So you're going to want to stay on top of that so you have materials to burn to keep power going. The power constraint we'll address probably in the next video. But it does get a bit tedious collecting those leaves over and over and over. But we got to Hub Upgrade 5. And we started a little bit of our automation. So just for a quick look, In that short amount of time, we have produced 32 iron ingots. We're probably around the same point with copper, maybe a little less, and 25 because it's moving a little slower because it has to go down that conveyor belt. And then here we have some limestone. So you're going to want to keep the power running. If you don't, the stuff's just going to shut off and it's not going to keep producing. So that's the start. That's the start to getting automated there. We'll cover some more buildings and some more equipment and some of that energy restrictions we're running on here, or we're going to hit as we build on in the next video. So hopefully this helps you a little bit. It's kind of a complex game when you first look at it and you don't really know what's going on. The tutorial in the game is pretty good. We haven't gotten all the way through that yet, but that's okay. We just wanted to get our automation going so we can start to move a little quicker here in the next video. So yeah, I think that's all I got for this one. I'll post the second one not too long after this one, and I'll probably put a link in the description of this one for the second video. Probably post them around the same time, or I'll post this one and then get the second one. But yeah, thanks guys. Let me know if there's anything you want to hear, or if you want to get together and play this game, let me know. Send me a message. And I'm back. I'll do some more 76 videos. I've just been crushed by school. I've gone back and I'm doing engineering, so it's a lot of work, but it's good. It'll be good in the end. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for you subscribers who stuck around while I was gone. Appreciate that. And let me know if there's any other games you want to see too. I'm going to start producing a lot more videos and doing it more often. So cheers guys. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit, and we'll get some more videos out there. Peace.